No, Andrew, you've had enough questions this afternoon. Thank you very much, Andrew, but you don't run this press conference here. We're trying to keep it civil, okay? So we'll take a question from Jacinta. Jacinta, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Now, how do you respond to assertions that the government could have and should have acted sooner rather than later in response to the pandemic and have saved not enough lives, spent too much money, and have been decisively flailing and forward backflipping with their directives to both lock people up and put upward pressure on misunderemployment?
Well, you know, it's a funny story actually, because I reckon that, frankly, simply put, in my honest opinion, it just goes to show that, to the best of my knowledge, looking at the evidence, from what I've been told, as far as I know, all things considered, as many of us feared. Literally, I think you'll find that, and I cannot be any clearer about this, according to popular belief, I've been reliably informed that, and I know I might be preaching to the choir here, as is tradition, if we really dig deep, the theory goes that, in my experience, it's as clear as crystal that time and time again, we can agree in actual fact, as so the story goes. And I know it's not easy to hear this, but as always, on careful reflection from the bottom of my heart, it's no big secret that on the balance of probabilities, at the end of the day, as is often the case, studies have shown when push comes to shove, in due season, beyond all reasonable doubt, as a matter of urgency in general. From my point of view, obviously, as we all suspected, without a word of a lie, as far as I'm concerned, from now on in, above all else, I've decided that, as they say in my hometown, there can be no doubt that goodness knows how, despite my better judgment, I'm pleased to inform you that, previous errors notwithstanding, without giving too much away, if time allows, while I still have you, and tell me if I'm going too fast here, but unless anyone else has a better idea, putting all that aside, at the risk of repeating myself here, no bull, fair dinkum, despite the naysayers and with the benefit of hindsight. Thanks to those before us on the odd occasion, after much deliberation, if I could please have your attention for a moment, I'd just like to start off by saying that I am confident that, and I'm not taking no for an answer here between you and me, knowing what I know now, with all due respect, and I cannot stress this enough, but as I've said many times before, speaking as a young single mother of 3, first and foremost, as the prophecy has foretold. Insofar as it is, and not a step further, after years of research and millions of dollars of Commonwealth funding, and forgiving me here for stating the obvious, but unless we take quick action, by the power vested in me, considering the alternatives at my discretion, with your approval of course, it has occurred to me that 9 out of 10 doctors agree that before we get ahead of ourselves, I'd be inclined to suggest that really quietly, just quickly while we've got a minute, as long as you promise to keep a secret, I must confess that in these unprecedented times, if you're not too busy, off the record while I'm watching the minute with you, hand on my heart. Through the good times and bad, while we still have a chance, based on our best expert medical guidance, before it's too late, from time to time, after all we've been through, what I'm trying to say is, in living memory, after all these years, and I don't want to beat around the bush here, but Jacinta, my point is, and I want to preface this by just saying that starting from the very beginning, you know, it's like sort of just kind of basically how it is sometimes, and there's not much you can do about it. It is what it is, and you can't deny it. There's no two ways about it, really. So you can't win them all. You've just got to get in there and get the job done. Okay? Okay, Jacinta? Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you.